Hello, I don't know. Still a few, minutes till I said I was gonna start, but, whatever. Otherwise, I'm just, sitting around in front of a blank screen. Also, my mic arm is looking precarious, but, it'll be fine, it'll be fine. Hello, hello, Cammy. Hello, Ennui. I hear this Bela Lugosi fellow's dead. I think he's been dead for a few years. Let me check that before making that joke. I mean, he was a 40s film actor, so he's probably dead, but who knows? Yeah, he died in 1956. Yeah, I was killing time before the movie started, or before stream started, by just like checking the IMDb trivia and Wikipedia pages to see if there was anything interesting about the production or behind the scenes of this movie. I'm getting a resounding no so far. He took the ball and left the house. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to expect from these movies. Also, I might have ended up playing them in a different order than I had them in the title. I can't remember the order that I put them in the title because it was arbitrary. Because they're both B movies, even though one is like framed, I guess, as like the A movie, one is the B movie in like how I format this. But it's like that doesn't really matter here. Anyway, I don't know. Once it hits the like schedule time for the stream, I'll start the movie. Oh shit, did I schedule a stream at the same time that Artemis is streaming? I just got a YouTube notification that Artemis just went live. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Need to actually lock in my model. Actually, like, other stuff. Yeah, oh no, I'm gonna start the movie. Right, need to turn it down. So, okay, starting with the snow creature.
Majestically stands the mightiest mountain range on the face of the earth, the Himalaya.
Not starting slowly.
This is the story of an expedition to this rugged barrier. Not to assault on its windswept towering heights, but to find and study plant life, which had heretofore been unknown.
The Himalayas are cool. Like, I get, like, the appeal of, like, Yeti stuff, because, like, the Himalayas are cool.
People found themselves in pursuit of primitive civilization.
Which is, like, why I wanted to check this one out. I know it's gonna be terrible. Yeah, they have to explain the idea of the Himalaya mountains to us first. I don't know, it was the 1950s. I don't know what people knew back then. Had people even climbed Mount Everest at that time? Back then, yeah.
Los Angeles, California. And after careful study of the region,
The first successful ascent, was apparently like 1953. Also, the use of like maps here is giving me Indiana Jones vibes, which I think is my brain working backwards, because that's probably an influence.
to the town of Shekar, the last settlement before entering the wilderness of rock and ice.
Oh, the picture quality is doing this no favors.
There I selected 10 Sherpa natives to serve as porters. My name is Parrish, Dr. Frank Parrish. By profession, I'm a botanist, working for the Corey Foundation. To record the visual expedition, I engaged Peter Wells.
This movie is definitely starting off quite
As our
poor.
guide, I hired Supra, the only English-speaking Sherpa acquainted with the terrain. Only the most essential equipment was selected and distributed among the
Yeah,
members.
according to Wikipedia, the first successful ascent of Mount Everest was the year before this movie came out.
Preparations completed.
So I guess, you know,
Everything on schedule.
maybe you do need to explain the Himalayas.
June 14th, we set out to strike at the mountain. Supra's young wife, Tala, and his brother Leva accompanied us to the foot of the mountains before saying goodbye.
This feels like it's based on a book or something, and it's just having the actor read the opening chapter. Yeah! It's just kind of like... It doesn't help that it's all just voiceover. If it was like... If we were just picking up on what was happening through, like,
First days were uneventful.
actions... Yeah, very casual narrator style. Hello, Hawthorne. Yeah, this feels like a, this feels like... Show Don't Tell is a CIA psyop, but this feels like actually one of those times that you should show and not just tell. Because,
Wells and I kept up with the Sherpas, who are much like human
I don't know.
beings, the weight of our heavy supplies.
This feels like a guy took some videos of the time that he visited the Himalayas
10,000 feet above
and is now just
where I wanted
showing
to
us to them at a party. This was directed by Billy Wilder's brother?
At last on the prairie,
God.
plateau region. Supra, have your men pitch the tents.
This guy has like a solid discography, or a solid filmography in terms of like, he did just like make stuff. It just doesn't seem like any of it was notable.
Except for a variety of common moss and crucifer flower. we
Talent isn't genetic. Yeah.
decided to comb the area more thoroughly for the next few days. How about a shot?
I wonder if this was shot on location. Or if they, like... It's clearly not like the, ocean movies that we, we watched in, previous,
Thank you.
in previous movie streams, where it's like, they took a camera team down to the beach and were like,
Yeah, help yourself.
we're just gonna film here. Because it was at least, like, a mountain,
Thank you,
but
Mr.
probably not
Wells.
the
I'm no
Himalayas.
doctor. Want anything? No, thank you, Supra. I'll see you later. I'll fix nice hot supper. A wonderful tonic. Warms up the gizzards. Keep that up and you'll pickle your gizzard. Wells, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't hand out that stuff to any of the men. And don't drink in their presence, understand? Okay. Suits me. Shekar, come in. Come in, Shekar. Dr. Parrish.
This is Shekar. Yes, doctor.
Let me speak to Inspector Karma, please.
We'll get Inspector Karma.
That night, all seemed well in the town of Shekar.
Filming on location would have cost way more than this movie was worth spending all for. Yeah. Dad, without a doubt. I'm just curious if, like... Oh boy. So that's our monster. That's our monster. Is that Japanese? I don't think that was Japanese, but it definitely sounded like Japanese. It was probably Nepalese or Hindi, but... like... I wouldn't put it past this movie to be like, you, Asian actor, speak your language. That is the Asian language. Haha. Certainly wasn't Mandarin. Yeah, there were like a few phrases in there that sounded Japanese, but a lot of it sounded like not Japanese. Wasn't Korean. I mean, if it wasn't like what I thought it was, it's probably Nepalese, or they just made some shit up, but... yeah.
Mr. Doctor. Mr. Doctor. Oh, super. What is it? Yeti. Yeti, Mr. Doctor. Huh? Yeti. What's all the noise? My brother Viva. He comes for me.
It's incredible that this movie spent like... it didn't even spend all that much time on its like early exposition. It could have spent more time on that. Like...
oh, you mean the abominable snowman, the phantom of the Himalayas, marauder of women. We go after Yeti. Find him.
like, this is just like an incompetently made and scripted movie. Also, oh fuck, I forgot to plug my phone. If I need to plug my phone in during streams or else it dies. I forgot to do that.
Chase the legend. No one's ever seen one. Oh, I know people have brought back stories about these semi-humans. Oh, the whole thing.
This movie doesn't have characters. It has the POC characters, and it has the narrator. Like, it's... I don't know, I do writing, so, like, I am familiar with the difficulties of writing, but personally speaking, pacing is not that hard. You can properly pace a story.
Because of my decision, I felt super
quite easily. Sorry, I was laughing. I mean, like, this movie is just, like... it's occasionally funny. This... I don't know. Most of the movies I'm gonna be showing are, like, MST3K tier. And this is definitely that. At least it doesn't go 30 minutes before the monster shows up. Yeah? Like, the problem is, we barely saw the monster. And the monster just looks like a dude, so... it's not like, oh, that's an impressive costume, or anything. It's just like, that definitely was some dude. We saw the monster too much, if anything. Yeah. Like, if you're gonna have such a, like, boring monster, keep it vague. Yeah, no clever angles or anything. It just walks in, abducts the woman,
We
leaves.
move now. Sober, what's come over you? You sent some of our men away, didn't you?
Only 4 our men. Other 4 belong brother Lever.
Concerned with our men, now come back.
They look this side of the mountain. We look the other side for Yeti.
I'll shoot any man who doesn't obey.
What the fuck?
No, we can't shoot.
Empty, they're taking our cartridges.
What the fuck?
Sober, this is mutiny. See what they've done?
Right? Where do you intend to look for this creature?
Everybody look. Rocky Valley Legion.
That
That's ridiculous. It's not equipped for that kind of
that whole exchange was
May as well let them go. There's no point in our following along.
very interesting.
Welcome back.
Turn back.
That's how you know he's the American. Yeah, just I will shoot you.
Well, I think I need a drink. Need more than that. Wait a minute. What about the radio? By Jove, that's an idea.
And maybe I'm just not paying attention, but like, why was he gonna shoot them?
Come on.
Why are they mutinying?
What it was, and I liked it or not, we had no alternative.
Like, what is going on here? Please, like, have a plot. I should start, like, keeping a running list of movies we've seen on here. Watch as they climb the totally real Himalayan mountains. They're climbing mountains. That's impressive enough. They probably spent an entire day on a mountain filming all of the shots for this, all of the mountain shots for this movie.
Easy, Wells. Wait a minute.
Walking up a kind of steep incline.
Ready,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is it. Give me some light. Oh, it's my scotch. Never mind that now. There it is. Let's hope they haven't been monkeying with it. Looks all right.
So, okay, that's their radio. Just
Wait a minute. It's okay, go ahead. Shekar, come in. Come in, Shekar. Shekar, come in.
just
Shekar, come
the
in.
gun slowly sneaking in.
Subra only want to kill radio machine.
What the? These characters are so weird. God.
Where's scotch? No, wait,
What am I watching? It's the Snow Monster. Apparently about a botanist who's
Mr. Doctor.
in the Himalayas for samples.
Big walk tomorrow. You
Why?
too. You too.
Come on. Come on. No radio, no nothing. I'll get it to work. We'll get to check our police. Oh, I hope
H.P. Lovecraft ran out of ideas at the end, clearly.
Have yourself a nightcap. I'll be right back. Oh, thanks, old boy. I will.
That... Is that supposed to be... Okay, no. I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be the snow monster or not.
I found that the radio could be repaired.
What?
Wells' case of scotch gave me an idea.
Why narration again? I'm gonna look it up. Is this adapted from a book? It has to be. Like... I'm not... Okay, looking at Wikipedia, it doesn't seem to be adapted from a book. Which is kind of damning.
I didn't hear anything. There it is again.
The fact that, like, an actual writer was just like, I am going to tell this story in a movie is
Better take a look.
sad.
Oh, we move now.
How do we convey character motivation? You don't. You just have the characters do things. What was with those cuts? Yeah, this film's editing is whack. This is wild.
Here they go up there. Move back. Follow steps. Come on, guys. Music in the ocean.
Oh, the fucking stuff is happening now, at least.
Sura, aren't you forgetting something?
No one mentioned the radio machine. It's dead.
What? Why did they have the radio with them to this point? If they weren't gonna bring it, why was it on the? Why was it just conveniently there for him to kick? Like, I am nitpicking this movie. I am gonna be fully upfront. Like, I am just nitpicking. But this is just like a movie that deserves to be nitpicked. Like, this is just like very MST3K core. Thrilling hiking.
Lost the trail.
What is this, a Naoko Yamada film? That's a funny joke, but also she doesn't... A filmmaker of her pedigree does not deserve to be associated with anything like this. We shouldn't dare speak her name around this. Just... Why have story when you can have
Even
hiking?
Steve could not fight the darkness. At sundown, he ordered the men to make camp. I still think it was a pretty mean trick, leaving my tonic behind.
Tubes are all right, but the wires are broken.
Oh, now you find out after depriving me.
How does he have the radio again if it was left behind?
Oh, go ahead.
Just... Writing a competent story is not hard. If it doesn't contribute to your plot... yeah, just like telling us that that camp is going to get made is just, you know, the best way to tell the story. Do not fucking call me Cinema Sins. How dare you?
I couldn't rest.
I consider myself in the lineage of MST3K.
Abduction of Suber's wife.
I am, you know, I am nitpicking, I am making jokes, but I am digging into the trash for that.
Series pattern.
What's happening? What has happened so far is, a botanist went to the Himalayas and did some hiking. I haven't checked Twitter since the stream began, because I don't check Twitter during streams. You just wanted to see my reaction? Ah! Oh, Twitter is down. Rip, rip. Oh, hey, we're actually seeing the monster now. This is half a thrill. It's not thrilling, but... you have an action set piece here. It works in theory, kind of works in principle. I'm cherishing this moment because I know it's not going to get better.
Looks like it's over. We were lucky, huh? I'll say we were. What happened?
This is just not a good movie. I think it would be a better movie if it just wasn't so repetitive. Like, hiking montage, small scene where things happen. Hiking montage, small scene where things happen. Hiking montage. If you want to do it like it's mostly hiking montages, make the shots longer. You know, you can do something with that. I think it could be interesting.
We reached here.
Now this altitude's beginning to get me. We're getting pretty high up. Probably be needing oxygen soon.
Storm come. Need to find a shelter. Well, it's dark.
So, are...
Look, over there. Cave.
How long will it take us to get down?
Making a film about hiking and not a film about Mystery Monster if most of it is hiking anyway. No, like, I think you can have a compelling monster movie. About where it's like most of it is trying to find the monster. It's just, that's not what this is just trying to be. That's what it became. But that wasn't really the intent. I love the way all the voices sound in old movies like this. Yeah! The audio quality in, old movies is, like, one of my favorite things about them. like, it's very lo-fi. It's very charming. It's very, it fits, like, the lower picture quality and stuff. It just, like, it sounds warm, almost, like, dated, but nice. You know, it's good. And, this is unrelated, but Mank, the movie about how Orson Welles didn't write, Citizen Kane, it goes for a lot of period authentic details, but it doesn't treat the audio like this. The audio sounds like it was recorded in 2020, which makes it, you know, feel really out of place.
Lucky thing for us we found this place. Yeah, it would have been impossible in the tents with this weather.
So, that was what, 5 minutes between, we need to make camp. Let's make camp. Let's do some more hiking. Let's make camp.
You know, you could be a very famous man. Oh, yes? Yeah? If we did find this Yeti and brought him back to America alive, we would only want to kill Yeti.
Yeah.
Suppose you did kill one. How would you know it's the one you're after? There's one Yeti, there must be a whole civilization. A whole tribe of them.
I can't believe they finally made a live-action New Camp movie.
How far up do you intend to go? The top of Everest? Or
God, I wish.
Maybe he is. Where are these creatures? Why has no one ever seen one?
Yeti, him hide.
There was a Yudu Camp J-drama, actually.
All of it was still woman. You go until you find Yeti. I think they go sleep now.
Yeah, it got a J-drama. I don't think the J-drama caught much attention just because J-dramas don't really catch attention in any Twitter. I have it downloaded. I haven't watched it, though. I can't imagine it lives up to the anime series. Yeah, the anime is very good in ways that only an anime could be. So I imagine it'll be good because, like, the base story is good, and I imagine the actresses are good. But I don't think it'll be as good as the anime.
What is it, Suga? This girl, Tara, my woman. Tara! Tara! Yeti bring Tara here. We go find Tara. Tara!
I realized that the snow creature was not just a legend.
What?
I consoled myself with the thought that finding one would more than compensate for my failure as a botanist.
No, he is accepting it. After multiple run-ins with it.
Suga was a man possessed. He split the party, ordering the men to search the...
No, don't split the party. That's always a bad idea. Smash cut to a Bleach White skeleton. I think that's an obscure reference, actually. Splitting up to look for clues never goes wrong.
Now, this place gives me the creeps. It's the most cheerful place in the world. It's only an animal of some kind. What is it?
Mountain goat. Let's go. っち行くか。いいか。
I imagine that, like, so, like, there's the two white characters. There's the one, Nepalese guy who speaks English. But for all of the other actors, I imagine this was a pretty cushy job. Like, they probably didn't get paid a ton, but they were just paid. They would have just been here to, like, walk from here to here. What? What? What?
He's only stunned. He's not dead.
What?
I'll give him a highball to keep him quiet. Get a torch and carry him in that. Go on.
Isn't? Yeah, that just happened.
Creature had been killed by the cave-in.
Isn't a highball heroin?
And ordered them to carry the creature back to the entrance of the
Didn't they just give? Did they just give a Yeti heroin?
Run. Tell your men to put up their hands. Wells, get that gun. One false move and I'll shoot. Tell that man to put the radio down. Radio all right. I'll try to get the Shekar police. Unable to establish contact with Shekar, we started down, determined to bring the creature back alive.
God. Show! Don't tell! That's not like... That advice gets overused, but this is definitely a case where, like... Just... show us! Stop using narration! But if they did that, maybe this movie would end up being more than just 70 minutes long.
Wells and I took turns watching to make certain that nothing went wrong.
I maintain that this movie still feels like a guy just showing you, like, his travel pictures and, like, the movies he took during travel. And it's just like, and here's how it happened. Also, the the suit for the monster
Conscious state
looks terrible.
come to only enough to take food. So on the fifth day, we reached the low land.
Well, that's what this is doing in it. What do you mean?
On the seventh day, as we were nearing the town of Shekar, I decided to herd the natives straight to the...
That definitely sounded like Japanese to me. Yeah, a lot of it does sound like Japanese, so it might just be that the stuff that doesn't is just, like, my unfamiliarity with the language.
Mr. Corey Jr. Corey Jr. Hi. こっちへ回してください。はい。As I said, your foundation was granted permission to...
And if it is Japanese, that's weird for the Himalayas, because there's literally all of mainland China and, like,
The inspector
between, and, Nepal between,
scientists, explorers,
Japan and
I am
the
sure you will
Himalayas.
accept my government apologies And the natives will be held in custody here for taking the law into their own hands.
Thank you.
The natives will be held in custody for taking the law into their own hands.
Here until I can arrange for his transportation.
Of course.
Of course, he'll have to be fed. And
God.
you'll give him an injection every 6 hours.
Yes, we shall do that. Oh, by the way, your guide wishes to speak with you.
Subra?
Yes.
Son of N.
Oi, Subra, surrete koi.
Mr. Doctor,
Subra.
Subra no understand law. No can say if this yeti steal my woman. Nobody know.
Inspector Karma, I won't prefer charges against these people.
Uche kaite me in desu yo.
Thank you, Mr. Doctor. Thank you.
Oh, forget it. What about me? Hi. Hi. Your telephone call. Will you take me
This
to the next room?
this story is without a doubt racist,
Hi.
but I'm struggling to really nail figure out just how it is
I'm
racist.
leaving for Bombay immediately to take care of all the arrangements. You can reach me there, let's see, in care of the TWA office. So go.
At least some of it comes from the way that it is treating the Himalayas as this foreign, exotic area that is rife for exploitation. And the way it's treating all of the natives as disposable and background characters. And
Well, it's just this.
IMDb under goofs. The action is supposed to take place in the Himalayas. The guides, porters, and police officials are all speaking Japanese. Okay. Yeah, that's really weird. And yeah, white man conquering the exotic. That's basically what's going on here.
Thank you, Claire, as well. I have to leave for Bombay right away, but I'll be back in a few days. You see that nobody comes near the creature, including Mr. Wells. According to this cable, your temperature control unit should be here on
Swishing a wine glass and taking a whiff. What vintage of racism is this? God, this movie is a mess.
Thank you very much.
I'd be willing to bet it was much easier to come by people in LA who spoke Japanese. Yeah, that makes sense. And then in that case, it's likely that the actors are Japanese.
Following your instructions, the injection worked fine. Here he is.
Thank you. Now let's see. This unit will keep the motor running en route. This is the temperature control. And the
Yeah, that's what I expect. Yeah, it just
Oh yes, the full track.
it probably is just a matter of economics.
Doing a construction like this on a phone call.
Well, I better be going. Thank you very much, Inspector Carr.
Have a good trip back to California.
And now we are leaving the Himalayas. This is a very King Kong movie, actually. Right down to, and even mostly including the worst elements in King Kong. Funny how back then people would have never been able to tell the difference. Yeah, it's it's a language that white people don't know, so it's foreign enough. But yeah, this movie is very King Kong. This is some scenic photography. So they put the Yeti in a cooler. I think that's what it sounded like to me. Just a cooled unit. For the trip back. Have they been feeding it? Or have they just been injecting it with drugs?
Hello, Miss Corey.
Glad to see you. How are you?
Well, instead of flowers, I brought you a Yeti. That's what the natives call him.
Well, where is he now?
Well, he should be here. I sent him ahead on a cargo plane.
Really?
I wonder what the origin of the word Yeti is. Is it Nepalese or Hindi?
I'm Botanical
I feel like they definitely have not been feeding it. Yeah.
You can reach Dr. Parrish at the foundation later.
Dr. Frank Parrish. Dr. Frank Parrish.
Teens going to the drive-in to watch a movie and make out with their partners hadn't heard about anime yet, so they didn't understand what Japanese sounded like. And and that is why the 1950s sucked.
Well, there it is, darling. Mr. Corey, what do you think of it?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I see where you classify your import as a snow creature. That's right. Well, it's necessary that we clarify its immigration status.
Immigration status? I don't understand.
Well, the question is it a beast or a man?
What? You don't know why that's what broke me.
Dr. Parrish. Unfortunately, he can't be here until 7 o'clock. He will be in my office at 7 o'clock. Of course. This will have to stay out until then. We've studied the instructions on the refrigerator and it'll be properly connected.
Well, I guess it'll just have to wait. See you at 7. Come on, Doctor.
They need to. I can't believe that. Is it a beast or a man? Because we need to check its immigration status was a fucking plot point.
The department's main interest is to classify.
Christ, what the fuck? Okay, I think that's the best thing this movie has done, just because it made me laugh so much. God.
Cigarette?
Thank you. What an unusual find for a botanist to make.
Yes.
And you say you also saw a female and a child?
That's right. Have you seen the specimen I brought back?
No, not yet.
Yeah, the like, if they decide that the Yeti is a person,
I have said this.
then like,
It's not human.
the fact that they've just been keeping it in a cooled box is fucked.
And from that, narrow down all of the theories.
We must have one definite classification.
Yes, I understand. From what we know of these, shall I say, snow creatures, they have been a legend. We have seen abstract drawings and heard stories of these nomads, but they were always associated with human traits.
This is just an elaborate prequel to Seth MacFarlane's Ted. You know, I'm thinking about it more. I feel like someone finds a, like, Bigfoot or a Yeti, and there has to be a big debate over whether or not it counts as human for immigration status. Could be, like, that could be an interesting plot if you want to make a movie about how fucked, like, immigration laws are. Like, you could use that to make a decent metaphor. But this is not the movie to do that. What the fuck? It didn't even kill the guy. It just shook him and then left. The guy didn't even wait for it to leave. He just stood right back up. This movie is a masterpiece.
The creature has escaped.
This movie is incredible.
He started shaking. Well, he got out and I started to run for my life. A sight I'll never forget. He come at me and I,
Mr. Fleet?
I'm Mr. Fleet.
I'm Lieutenant Dunbar, police.
This is Dr. DuPont. This is Dr. Parrish.
what's this all about?
And the costume is just so shitty, too. Oh, hey, a woman just got victimized off screen. That's cool. Is almost thrilling as Monster a Go-Go? I'm not familiar with that.
You'll have to give us a description.
Yeah, that woman just, God, she just fucking died.
That's all, Evan. Send it out right away. Would you come with me a moment, Doctor?
Certainly.
Quite extraordinary reduction in violence.
Car 61.
They really try to keep from showing the costume too closely, but honestly it doesn't help much.
Body of a girl found
Yeah, like,
12 Coast Street.
the right solution is to just, like, show the monster from very specific angles, make it very obscure, make it hard to see,
Oh, Mr. Fleet.
like, hide the monster. That's how you make do with minimal effects. Like, you can make it anything, like, especially compelling that way. But it's just like, we're just seeing it walking, like, from behind everywhere. Like, that doesn't make for a good, for a good monster. So Monster Go-Go is the worst movie featured on MST3K. There's no debate, it's just the worst one. You certainly make it sound, compelling. Yeah, I hadn't heard of that before.
Oh, Lieutenant,
What's doing, Richards?
I thought you were through for the day.
Looked that way, didn't it?
Any news from the wife?
Not yet. Mother-in-law's still with her.
Something wrong?
My wife and I are having a baby, that's all.
Oh, was that all?
This way.
If something doesn't contribute to your
Oh,
script
thank you, Charlie.
or your story, you should remove it.
Oh, let's see.
The random dialogue about how this guy hates his
This is the warehouse.
mother-in-law and how he's having a baby doesn't
Coast Street, where the girl was killed.
add anything.
Distance
That
from
can just
here
get cut.
to here is about, say, 3 miles. Yeah, go on. Well, it's strange to me that nobody reported seeing him from the time he left the warehouse till he arrived at Coast Street. Well, it's late. Hardly anybody on the street. I guess so. He's got to be stopped. Stop, Lieutenant, but not killed. Is there something else you can tell us about him, Doctor?
Well, what if it's contributing to the symbolism? What symbolism? The baby's gonna be the one who defeats the Yeti. You know, I would be down for a Neil Cicerega song about a baby who is born to defeat evil Yeti.
Stay off the streets and remain calm.
I'm sure he has the lyrics already written and just needs to compose the instrumental for it.
Well, what we
I hope Neil makes that.
can do, except wait for him to show up.
The baby is necessary to understand the Yeti represents babies, and they bring the Yeti into this horrible world. It's an anti-natalist film. I wish that this movie had anything to say.
Attention all citizens. This is an urgent public service bulletin from your police department. A dangerous killer beast is at large. You are asked to remain indoors. This is an urgent public service bulletin to all citizens. A dangerous killer beast is at large.
Gasper Noel's the snow creature. Don't show us it from the front, Christ. And Gene Wilder's brother directed this. Babies also look just kind of shitty if you get too close to them, just like the Yeti suit. Yeah, that's true. Babies do look terrible.
Don't do it, please. Don't.
Billy Wilder's brother. Oh, did I say Gene Wilder?
Dan, give me a chance to explain, please.
I'm sick of listening to your words.
Yeah, I meant Billy Wilder.
Now you stay with me.
Yeah,
And if I never see you again,
I'm not familiar with Billy Wilder's filmography, but I love Gene Wilder, so it's like, oh yes, that Wilder guy's brother. Right, Gene. No, yeah, no, I meant to say Billy Wilder. Stop. At least they're cloaking its face in shadow. Like, bare minimum. Billy Wilder directed Sunset Boulevard, Some Like It Hot. Really important shit. Yeah, I've seen Some Like It Hot. I remember liking it. One of the greatest American directors of the Code era. Yeah, I think Some Like It Hot is probably the only thing of his I've seen, but, like, I know of him. It's just that, like, I really like Gene Wilder as an actor.
Who's on the job? Right.
So it's like,
He's showing up again.
that's the Wilder that sticks out in my brain. Art is, yeah. Are Gene and Billy Wilder related?
And now, right here, the pharmacy. He's got to be within that triangle. Instruct all units in sectors 15 and 16 to converge at area 11. Right. How about some more coffee, Doctor? Yeah. Charlie, you got any more coffee?
Maybe I should rewatch Some Like It Hot. I'll probably need, like, a palate cleanser after this. This dude just walked into a meat cooler and picked up just, like, a pig and left. Or, okay, what, just went further in? How do they know this thing, or, okay. God, this movie is actually, like, not even that easy to follow. It's new cashless Amazon Pig Factory. This is setting up the cool fight from Full Metal Alchemist with that one serial killer dude. I forgot all about that fight, but yeah.
Thank you. What's the matter?
Bury the chopper, yeah.
Face the floor. Yes?
I saw FMA literally a decade ago, I don't remember.
Area swarming with men.
Yeah, it's been...
Are you sure?
I think it's been like 5 years since I saw it.
This whole thing is cockeyed. These are the three areas. Logically, then, the force should be in here. But it isn't. He was just spotted at a meatpacking house way over there. Well, how did he get out of that area? Was it covered by the police? $64 question. It's a distance of almost 7 miles.
The $64 question?
That's right.
feels like
Only two ways this thing could get around.
that feels like it
Yes, got
didn't
wings.
age.
Any normal person could hide out in a hotel or any place. This is a white elephant. Any 3-year-old child can spot him. Question is,
I became a really big fan of Megan. How do you say that fucker's name? Vic Mignogna? Vic Mignaga? It was $64,000 question. Was the game show? I just heard them say $64 game show. Or $64 question, rather.
You mean the catch basins?
But yeah. Yeah.
I think you've got
Vic Mignon? I'm gonna say Vic Mignon.
Get me the city engineer.
Mignona.
What's the guy's name? Edwards. That's it, Edwards. Department of Public Works is right around the corner. So wake him up.
The drainage and the sewer system of the city are a lot cooler than the external temperature.
Flamin.
I told you the creature had a
Flamingonia.
sense the colder temperature. And that would explain why it was never seen from jump to jump. You have the blue chart of the storm drains?
Lieutenant, there are 4,800 miles of storm drains under this city. We got
I watched Soul Eater and Odon because I was such a fan of his. I mean, like, at least you got something out of that.
There are drains connecting.
I should go back and, like, finish Soul Eater one of these days. I watched a few episodes
There we are.
in high school and then just, like, never finished it.
That's the area. Right.
I even listened to his awful music. Oh God, I am sorry.
Thanks, Edward. Sorry to wake you.
Well, that's all right, Lieutenant. Think nothing of it. Anything for the police department.
Now, Richards, get 8 men. Issue the works. It shouldn't be too much. Walkie-talkies, lamps, rubber boots, so on. Roger.
I'm glad the movie has conversations about storm trains now. It's riveting.
Street where the girl was found, Cole. Dr. Parrish, myself, and a couple officers will start here at the pharmacy. The first detail will work to the north, the second to the south. We will Got it? Sure. Hurry it up. All right, darling. Well, Lieutenant, can we take a net along? Sure. Hey, Richard, get a big net and some poles to go with it. Right. And,
It's just, can we bring a big net along? Such an innocent question. Ryan, what do the storm drains symbolize? They, the storm drains symbolize the storm drains that you should throw your children down as part of the antinatalist narrative. This is just the Bakemonogatari arc. Himalaya monkey. God. The Yeti is a lesbian. I mean, it has only killed women so far. That'd be woke. I'd be down for that. Ah. So are they homoerotic Yeti murders then? I mean, maybe. Who knows? That'd be cool.
Just a minute. Bench? Bench? Yes, Lieutenant. Can you make out anything?
Not yet, Lieutenant. Proceeding south according to plan. Over.
How about you, Roberts? Anything happen at your end?
Not yet, Lieutenant.
Stay in contact.
You know, Them is a very good movie. If you want to see the LA sewers in a monster movie, go watch Them.
Thanks, Dunbar, for bringing the net. We haven't got him yet, Doctor. Moment. Let me check this. I never noticed that tunnel over there before. It intersects this drain and empties into the main drain center. You two take it. We'll go this way.
It's... For a movie that's paced this poorly, it is kind of wild that it's like only now beginning to like drag on me. Like, you would think it would have started to drag an hour ago. But no, now it's like, I think the movie should have ended like 5 minutes ago. Hashtag Drain Gang. So, the Yeti is a lesbian who listens to Drain Gang. Is that what we're getting at? That's... I don't... Sometimes I say words, and I don't like them, but those words will last forever, because I say them on camera.
Seems to be all right. Now that we know he's in here, let's see where this tunnel leads to. Let's see, we're at East Entrance 7. Winds around and comes out at East Entrance 8. We'll have them put the net up at East Entrance 8. That's right. Lynch. Lynch. Put the net up over East Entrance 8. Right. Loosen his collar and take him out into the
It's
main
like, there can't be much more to this movie. Like, what is left to do? Okay, this is a good shot. The, like, way that they're backlit against the light going off in the background, this movie has one good shot. Exactly once did it get it right. I can't wait for this net scene they've been building up to be the most anticlimactic thing in the fucking world. Yeah, the confrontation with the ape is gonna last a minute, if that. Are they just setting it up in front of an entrance and are gonna have it walk into it? What the fuck? God. This movie was awful and I don't know if I even like it. That looks like a fucking volleyball net. Yeah. Yeah, so this aping on King Kong, instead of doing the expensive thing where they have a big set piece with planes shooting at it, they're just gonna throw a plane at it, or a net at it, and then they just shoot it. They just fucking shot it.
We'll do as you say, Doctor.
Yeah? I'll have Dr. DuPont give you instructions where to send the body.
They just fucking shot it.
Car 6-1.
Dunbar.
That you, Lieutenant?
What the
We
fuck?
just finished the job. What is it?
Very urgent call. Proceed immediately to Crescent and Elm. Urgent. Over.
Who gave that order? Don't you know what time it is?
I don't know, but there's a creature waiting for you. 8 pounds, 3 ounces.
It was
Boy,
Botany that killed the
mother and
beast.
son are doing fine. Congratulations. Pop.
Thanks a lot, Vince. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Al. Well, I guess that's it. Good luck. I guess I better be going.
I guess you
So that's it.
Come on, Doctor. I'll drop you off on the way.
Oh, no, you haven't got time.
Sure I have. Come on.
All right, my wife must be pretty worried by now.
Say, Doctor, what's your first name?
Frank.
Maybe I'll name my kid Frank. Frank Dunbar.
What?
Hey, thanks. I
What?
don't know. I'm not too sure I like it.
What? That moment feels like it thinks it is earned. Like, it's just like, it thinks like, I'm so cool for doing this. Also, why is W. Lee Wilder's name written in fucking cursive? He does not deserve that. There was a setup and now a payoff. Yeah. Sure, that's how writing works. This was a pretty garbage movie. They established that there is a baby, and now that's the thing to end on. Yup. Also, credits at the end is an interesting choice. Because that wasn't really a thing in 1970 or 1954. So yeah. That was a movie. It happened to all of us. Gonna go on intermission for a few minutes. Need to fill up my water bottle. Probably gonna go to the bathroom. I suggest people take a break too. Gonna come back in like 5 minutes. I'm gonna also pop a bag of popcorn. Some movies have credits at the end. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, be back soon. hello! Why did VTube Studio change? Okay, there we go. Hello! I'm back. Wait, fuck. Wrong window. There we go! Okay. And... now I need to readjust it again, because... this is the fucking Games collab one, this is... I clicked to the wrong scene. I have popcorn now. With a fucking shitty fake PNG. I didn't realize that was a fake PNG. Before. Yep. I'm gonna go put out a tweet about the movie before I start. For lack of anything capable of containing popcorn, I am using a pot. Just like it had been cleaned, it was laying in the drying rack, so it did the job. I like the popcorn PNG, so we know you have popcorn. Thank you, thank you. I don't know if it, like, me eating it catches on camera or not. Because I never know what catches on camera. But, let's see. Gonna give it, like, a little bit more just so that anyone who left for break can come back if need be. I don't know. I like just, like, making these movie nights just, like, an actual movie night on my end. And I encourage the viewers to do the same. It's like, you know, get some popcorn. That has me wondering, though, like, how did popcorn become the movie snack? I'm gonna start the movie now. So there is exactly one reason why I am showing this movie. And I cannot wait until we get there. But also I just kind of hope that this was a better movie. Popcorn is cheap and easy to make. That's fair. It's also just like finger food. I feel like it had to be had to have been a marketing thing. That would also make sense. Yeah, it's not really a food with an established niche outside of the movie food. In a world where, like, it did, like, where it didn't have a century of being the movie food, I think it could, but it's like, texturally, it doesn't, like, fit in with a lot of things. So that kind of, gives it some issue. Also, wow, this is already off to a better start than the last movie. Apparently, there's evidence of popcorn being made nearly 7,000 years ago. That makes sense. Like, it's a very easy thing to make.
Smoke that. It might stunt your growth. You gotta go ahead and smoke it. Nah, I'm saving it for after dinner.
You mean you got a place for a handout?
Sure, over at the Friendly. Friendly what?
Yeah.
You ever heard of the Friendly Mission?
Popcorn is very simple to make. You just eat corn and heat.
You sure can get some swole soup there, and no questions asked.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Come on, pal. Well, there it is. Ain't it pretty? Just like I told you. Gorgeous. And the guy who runs it is a soft touch. Yeah? Would thou partake? Would. See the guy handing out the soup? Yeah. He's the guy who runs the joint. I'll give you a personal introduction. Oh, incidentally, buddy, where you from? From? Oh, I'm a transient. Oh, okay.
I see you brought a needy friend with you tonight.
Yeah, he's a pedestrian from Tip Point.
You're very welcome, my friend. Here you find food for your body, as well as comfort for your troubled mind.
Can I have some soup?
Of course, my friend. What happened to your hand?
Oh, nothing. I just hurt it a little bit.
Oh, just the same, you better take care of it. No, he's a safe.
Yeah, but what about the soup?
Never mind, there's plenty of soup.
Yeah, but I...
Oh, you're in good hands.
Oh. Take a bowl of that soup if you don't mind.
Certainly.
I appreciate that this is just a better movie already. There's just more competent filmmaking here.
I'll take it off. See, the guy that runs this place sure is one swell guy.
Yes, he is.
Most places you go to, all they want to do is save your soul.
Mr. Wagner realizes a man can get awfully hungry just doing nothing.
You bet he can.
These two guys have the vibe of a comedy duo, even though I'm not sure anything they've said is a joke. Yeah, it's very, like...
Have another bowl?
Actually, I don't even know what I would compare it to.
Then what about a smoke? Nice you got
But yeah, I agree, it feels like a comedy duo.
Come on, my friend. Follow.
How old was Bela Lugosi when this movie was made? I have no idea.
Help yourself.
Thanks.
He would have been in his 60s. Interesting.
Real Havana.
I hope you enjoy it. Fingers?
Fingers? I'm sorry, mister. You must think I'm somebody else.
Oh, no, I don't. I have known you and your work for a long time.
I tell you, you've got me pegged wrong. You got your wires crossed.
I don't think so.
Don't worry. I'm your friend. Step into my private office.
Didn't Bela Lugosi do a really famous monster movie or something? He did a bunch of monster movies, I think.
What about this?
But he was Dracula at one point.
What are you doing with this?
Never mind. So you are Fingers Dolan.
All right, so you know me. What's the gimmick?
Must have been very hard on you to be inactive for such a long time.
The Baja song gave a lot of people the impression he died young, when he was actually well into his 70s. Yeah. He was 73 when he died.
Great plans for you.
Yeah, he was Dracula.
Hello, Doc. Send Mr. Stracknap immediately when he arrives. Yes. Sit down.
Hi, Doc. The boss is waiting for you, Stratton. Did you bring my package for you? No, I forgot to pick it up. But you promised me. I gotta have it.
Oh, lay off, you rum-dum. Here it is.
I knew you wouldn't let me down. Thanks, Stratton.
Thanks for what? That stuff is slow death.
No, it isn't. I'm a doctor. I know.
Doctor, my eye. I wouldn't let you treat a good case of dandruff.
When you see Mr. Stratton, I'm sure many things will become clear to you.
Fingers Dolan. Trigger, I thought you were still doing time. Glad to see you, son.
What are you doing here?
Mr. Stratton works for me. You see, I like to bring old friends together.
Stratton, huh? Got a new moniker.
There is more than a new name in it for you if you join our little partnership.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of this movie yet. It's starting slower,
As I used to be.
See,
but it feels a lot more competent in terms of its pacing, in that it
Andy.
actually has pacing.
Sure. Are we gonna crack a box tonight?
Mr. Stratton, don't be so cruel.
Also, it has a lot better lighting. Like, you can actually make out the sets here, whereas in the previous movie, a lot of the time it was like,
There's nobody like Tom for his end of the
everything was just super blown out, or super dark.
A flop house for a blind. Well, you guys had me coming and going.
I feel like it's definitely building up to something and I don't mind waiting for it. Yeah! That's the thing. A competent movie is one that you're fine just, like, sitting around waiting for. Especially because this isn't a monster movie.
Good work, Venus.
For a minute, I thought I lost the magic touch.
So, you know, it can just, like, slowly establish these details and build it up as it goes.
Okay.
Fingers, it's his job. Now it's your turn, Stratton.
Fingers?
You heard what I said.
But he's a valuable man.
He was a valuable man.
Hey, are you guys kidding with that talk or what?
Do your job, Stratton.
But
Take
Carl,
it
I...
off your nerve. Go ahead.
Please, please don't kill me. Give me a chance. I only did you ask me to. I can show you how. Oh.
So, I'm back and I'm a bit lost. Yes, this is the second movie. So far what's happened is that some criminals have found a soup kitchen. They're staying there because it lets people live there. And stuff is happening with the owner.
Any trouble? No trouble at all. Everything was perfect. You act like there's something bothering you. Didn't you get a big haul? I told you everything was perfect. We got a swell haul. I still say there's something bothering you. Is it that new man, Fingers? No. Fingers won't bother anybody. Anymore. You mean to say he got rid of him without letting me have the body? He can't do that to me. He promised it. Seems he can do anything he pleases. Didn't you get a big enough cut from this last job?
Like, the big thing that this movie has over the first one is that it has characters.
Good name. What's to stop him from getting rid of us in the same way? Carl wouldn't do that. He's our friend. Maybe your friend. Me? I'm getting fed up. You know,
Like-
it ain't healthy to talk like that. I don't care so easy.
Not just that it has, like, characters with names who are actually getting, like,
Day.
scenes with dialogue. But, like, these characters matter in a way that, like, nobody in the first movie mattered.
Come on. Now say good morning to Mommy.
Good morning.
Come on, say good morning.
How about feeding the hungry husband?
Certainly, darling. And I have a surprise for you this morning.
And I have a surprise for you, too.
You finished your book? Oh, another present.
To remind you of my love.
Oh. They are beautiful.
Just like you, my dear.
Like, I don't know if I would say this is, like, a great movie,
An awful lot.
but when viewed back to back with the snow creature, this is Oscar-worthy.
How can your father give me such expensive gifts? And so often.
To what better use could I put the money for my writing?
Hello, Sharkaon. Thanks for stopping by.
Your companion.
How's everything going? Things are fine, things are fine. We watched a bad movie, and now we're watching a decent movie.
I get so lonesome at times. Why do you have to stay away from me night after night? How much longer are we going on like this?
Not that, my dear. Research for my new book will be finished soon. And then we go far away from
When I hold a piece of, like, food in front of my mouth, like, my model kind of freaks out.
Good morning, Miss Sears. Good morning.
Glad to hear. I hear you have popcorn with you. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm watching a movie, so I figured, you know, I might as well.
Every morning for 3 years, you start out with the same stimulating conversation. Sometimes I think I'll scream.
But, setup and punchline. That's a, you know.
The series of robberies is definitely the work of a homicidal maniac. Leaving the body of an accomplice on each job proves that. Some of you uniform men are up for promotion. It's up to you to earn it.
Meanwhile, it's 10:30 here, and I now just started dinner. Rep. Godspeed.
On their toes, or they'll find themselves back in uniform. That's all.
I haven't had dinner yet. And it's probably a bad thing that I'm eating an entire bag of popcorn. But
We're sure letting off.
I'm an indulgent fish, not a smart fish.
Oh, I'm going to be missing all this soon.
Hey, you start drawing that pension next month, don't you?
Yep. I kind of hate to retire, but of course it would be nice being home without those kids yelling cheese at the cat.
Kids. How I love them. You know, Mark, someday I'm going to have a dozen.
Yeah? Well, you know you have to get married first, don't you?
I am if I
So,
get that promotion.
God, this kind of, like, parallels the conversation about children in the first movie, where it's like,
When that happens, I'm gonna buy a little
it
place
just
to
felt like filler there, but it's like,
work in the garden. Yeah? You know, you've no
due to just
idea.
better cinematography, better pacing,
So long, Mark.
it just feels like an idle conversation between characters has more meaning.
Study of abnormal psychology recognizes paranoia as one of the most dangerous types of insanity.
Perhaps Mr. Dennison can inform the class why paranoia is so dangerous.
Well, the patient suffers from delusions of grandeur. He thinks he's very important, way above those around him. He has a superiority complex.
That all?
No, it's also coupled with the persecution mania, caused by an intense feeling that everyone's against him.
So far, you're correct.
Hmm.
But you haven't explained why such faces are dangerous.
Well, I guess it's because he acts logically. If you didn't study him, you wouldn't know he was maladjusted. And he doesn't hesitate to use force to assert his personality. This leads to an antisocial conduct.
Then, Mr. Dennison, I take it you imply...
I don't trust these fuckers talking about psychology. Those are the kind of fuckers who are just like the worst.
Time the treat's on me. Goldberg?
Goldberg's it is. What that hood spanky moves.
I just dropped by and I can't trust them.
Get after him. He's your
Mm-hmm.
promotion.
Oh, the classic instrumentalization of early cinema. Yeah. Like... Ow, fuck. Just bit my tongue. Ow. God. Yeah, there's a lot of things about dated films that are just, like, very charming. Like, they don't make films like this anymore, and it's probably for the best, but I do enjoy going back and watching these things. That's why I'm showing them. Like, I enjoy watching this. For me, this is an excuse to be watching this film. But it's also, you know, a means to show it with other people.
Hello, this is Sergeant Crawford. Give me Captain
And it's, you know, a group experience. I get to talk to people about it while I watch it and all that. Makes it, very fun. It's a window into history. Yeah, it's an example of how films used to be made. Showing just, like,
Come in.
how that used to be.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wagner. I didn't mean to disturb you.
Oh, you never disturbed me. What is it you do?
Well, I thought I'd consult you before I did this.
The Yeti one also kind of turned into a group.
Get them regardless of cost.
A group what?
Those unfortunate souls depend upon. You must not feel.
I thought you'd feel that way. I'll attend to it at once.
Yeah, a group work with chat, which was fun in its own way. And it's like, in my choice to be like, public domain horror films, you know, inevitably most of them are gonna be, riffs like that. But I am glad that we're able to get movies like this, which are like wholly competent.
Don't worry. I won't hurt you. Right this way.
Are popcorn buckets at American cinemas round? I think so. I have seen square popcorn buckets. Yeah.
Now, if you'll just sit down here, I'll pick you up right away.
But yeah, I've seen them square and round. That's the shapes I've seen.
How did this happen?
The guy sliced me with a knife. He tried to take my dough.
There.
I haven't been to movie theaters in over a year, but I've seen both shapes. Yeah. As a kid, my family had like plastic popcorn buckets that were square shaped, but those were like we bought for ourselves and reused.
Very well. Let me know when you get here.
Yeah, I can't remember what shape my local movie theaters had either. Although, like, I've always lived in areas that just had a lot of movie theaters. So it wasn't like there was just one movie theater that I would be going to or whatever.
Joe and Joe, take a look in the pool hall. Yes? What can I do for you? Keep your mouth shut. Good. It isn't Frankie Mill. Too bad you recognize me, mister. What's the matter? Are the police after you? Yeah. You better not do anything to upset this baby. Don't worry. I will not betray you.
There's like 2 or 3 around my town here, but we mostly just went to the same one because they had pretty much the same movies.
Just a moment.
Yeah, that's understandable. For like growing up, like there were a bunch in the area, but my family would usually go to just the closest one. Occasionally we would go to others. And then after I moved out, I stayed in the same area, but a different part of it, and there was a different movie theater that was then closer. And that became the one I mostly went to. And then after a point they built one that was closer, but it showed less movies, so I didn't go to it often. But god, that was a great theater. It was like the kind where you just like order food in your seats. Really bougie shit. Which made it more expensive, which is also why I didn't go very often. But every time I saw a movie there, it was just like, this is the best way to watch a movie.
He was?
And then, these days, there's one theater that's a ways away. That I go, that I went to before the pandemic, but I don't know what it's like, but it's probably fine. Is popcorn at the cinema a distinctly Anglophone thing? I have no idea. Also, what do you mean by, like, cake? Because when I think of cake, I mean, like, I think, like, birthday cake.
Well, all right. I'll be home in about an hour.
That sort of bourgeoisie cinema is common in the Netherlands, too. Yeah, it's just, like, I think it's just, like, an increasingly common thing. Because even before the pandemic, it was like, why are you gonna go out to a theater when it's gonna be an awful experience? You might as well just stay home and wait a few months for it to get on streaming. And most of the times I would go out to theaters, it would be for anime movies.
Hello? 7 to 8. I'll be right up.
I envy people who grew up close to cinemas because the closest one to where I live is like an hour or more. The closest one to where I live now is like 20-minute drive, but I don't drive. As a kid, it was like 20-minute drive, I think. Maybe 25 minutes. The Bougie Theater was at like a 10-minute walk from my apartment before, which was sweet.
No wonder the neighborhood is full of cops.
And the the one I went to more often was like an hour foot travel.
The way I like it.
And sometimes I took the bus, but it was only an hour walk. I had time for that.
It seems we all have our little fears.
Yes, so going to the theaters was the kind of thing that would dedicate a whole afternoon.
You wouldn't believe it, Stephen. But I am
Half the time that people go to theater is because of like fear of spoilers and FOMO, and like wanting to talk about it. Yeah, I think like
because you lost your nerve.
that's a big thing for like Marvel movies.
If you want Stephen's job,
But if it's just like
now. Don't fall.
there's not a lot of reason to say
He'll cross you like he has everybody else.
go see Knives Out in theaters, unless you just like the theater experience like me.
Straight up now, are you? Good work, thank you. You're gonna do it.
So it's like the kind of theaters where it is just like a better experience, just makes it more tempting to do. To go out there and do that, bother with it.
Dormitory of the dead. Never saw a guy with more anger. These mildew skeletons who sleep so quiet now. They were once my partner.
I love that he just like has a dedicated room for like
How often have I told you to keep that cat?
once I kill my crime associates,
Oh, please, not me today.
I'm gonna put them in this room and bury them in the ground, and then label the graves.
Don't take too long, Doc. That guy a real doctor?
I honestly miss going to the movies. Same. I miss going to movies so bad.
I'll be just a human devil.
I like the theater experience. And
Now prove it.
G-Kids recently announced that they're going to be doing some anime showings this summer. And I might be tempted to go out for that, you know, because by then I'll have both doses of the vaccine and everything, and hopefully things will be better. And if I'm able to, like, I will be so excited.
Why can't you be on time just once?
Well, you know, Judy, time is not her own.
Especially because, one of the movies they're going to be showing this summer is, Children of the Sea, which is just an absolutely stunning movie.
Think so?
I have it out with her. I'm certain you can prove to her which is more important. You or that, Carl, or whatever his name is, who runs that awful place on the Bowery.
I'll try.
Oh, Richard, you're a dear boy. Oh, it'll make me the happiest woman in the world. Well, how's Sophie?
Judy.
Maybe I'd better leave.
Judy. I want to talk to you.
Here we're on partial lockdown, so cinemas are pretty much closed.
Judy, now.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, cinemas are still closed, but it's like,
Good, buddy.
Right, Mom. Sit down.
it's going out, they're scheduling it in advance, so it's like, it's not, you can go out and watch it now,
Judy, I want to
but
talk about that
it's like, in a few months, more people will be vaccinated, it'll be a safer experience.
On your yacht.
I'm not asking so much, considering
Considering what?
I don't want my future wife wasting her
And yeah,
time.
Your
I
future what?
can't wait to see the theater experience for Children of the Sea, because it's like, it's a very visual movie, it's a very gorgeous movie,
Come back to Mom.
seeing that on the
My
big
mother
screen is gonna be
also
nice.
having hallucinations.
See now how you feel about it? Let's forget it.
Oh, Richard.
haven't seen a movie in cinema since last Star Wars. Was gonna see Parasite, but then virus started. The last movie I saw in theaters was Tenki no Ko, Weathering with You,
Take stock of yourself.
which,
You realize you've given up your friends,
I mean,
everything.
Children of the Sea isn't, or Weathering with You is not like the worst movie I've ever seen.
Proud of for working in the Bowery
It's pretty awful.
for a girl like you. Then that's Wagner who runs the place.
What about him?
I'd like to meet him, that's all.
You and Mr. Wagner have nothing in common.
Nothing. Except you.
Well, so that's it. I'm not sure of it.
See, it's true. I knew there was another
It sounds basic Makoto Shinkai. Yeah, it's very like,
Idea what a mysterious bond
it's
is.
Shinkai doing Shinkai, except like,
No mystery to me.
except he's also trying to redo Your Name,
So you found out.
and,
Do you really believe
but the problem is it's like,
Sure I do.
at the end, it basically establishes
You and your social work.
this girl existing is causing super climate change. She needs to stop existing so super climate change will stop. And then this old woman is like, oh, actually, climate change happens anyway. It would happen without humans, so it's fine. You know, climate change is fine. It's not a concern. And then the main character is like, cool, I'm gonna let super climate change keep happening. And then I'm gonna save the girl. Super climate change can keep happening. Flood Tokyo. Climate change isn't real. And it's just like, are you fucking serious, dude? It was baffling to see, if I'm being honest. Like, the courage to say that climate change isn't real when she's a girl and she causes super climate change.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes?
Just,
I'd like to ask a question, if I may.
Certainly.
like, Tokyo will flood
I suddenly
if
realized
this
there
girl
was very little about
stays
you.
alive.
What gave you
It will literally, like,
After all, you
flood
learned about life
dozens
on
of
a
feet.
yacht. See, I was thinking of writing what a man thinks.
And you can either have Tokyo flood, or just this girl
So with your
gives up her life.
permission, to a paper,
And the main character is like, I want this girl to live. Which is the most selfish shit.
thanks a lot, Professor.
Within the rest of Shinkai's work, Your Name feels like a fluke. Oh, 100%. It's definitely a fluke.
I want you to turn in your shield.
I'm in my shield.
Like, he got it right once and he's never going to get it right again. I just hope he doesn't get it as wrong as with Children Who Chase Lost Voices.
You bet I do.
Good luck, boy. Thank you.
Yesterday that I'd be working with Frankie Mills on a high-class job.
Yes, each day brings us little surprises. I need you later, Frankie, you know where.
I'll be all set.
You have the idea now, haven't you?
Sure. We cover Frankie's getaway from here. It's a natural.
That's nice.
You're smart to figure all this out. Sorry, must be a movie.
Something, I don't know, I would say that Your Name is a good movie. I'm a big fan of it. But it's good in ways that nothing else Shinkai has done is good. Like, it's just a really good movie.
Back up, quick, back up. Come on, move back, move back. Keep those people back over there. Please, please. Help, I've been robbed. You stay here, Jim. George, you come with me. Hurry, boys, I've been robbed.
I can feel the hot breath of the outraged public on my neck. These crimes are a disgrace to the city and a menace to our citizens. You'll have to produce results or resign.
Body flung from rooftop as aid in daylight robbery.
He's on the warpath. We've got to deliver the goods, or we'll all be pounding the pavement. I want the
A lot of people watch 5 centimeters per second after seeing your name and are disappointed. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I don't want that, like, melancholic, like, melodramatic shit.
Things are sure tough, aren't they?
How would you know, Plumber?
Wouldn't think it to look at me, but I'm down on my luck, too.
Well, you wouldn't think to look at me that I'm rolling in dough, would you?
Sure. Hey, aren't you forgetting something?
Okay, got a match?
Hey, mind answering a few questions?
Why don't you run up and down Park Avenue, go on through the...
Ah. Nah, man.
Hello, Sonny. Anything I can do for you?
Yes, I want to try that suit on in the window.
Of course, you can try it on, but not in the window. In the back. Nice piece of material.
Can you make me look like a tramp?
Imagine that he went through like a transient coming into my place. Listen, Sonny, I want you to understand this is a first-class establishment.
How much is that suit?
You want to rent or buy?
I want to buy.
A cash customer. Why didn't you say so in the first place?
This is a good movie. I'm enjoying this movie.
Thank you, Mom.
Richard, what on earth are you doing here?
You give me away.
Where did you get that suit?
I sold our yacht.
Is this your idea, Joe?
Look, Judy, I want you to help me. I'm going to write a term paper.
I don't know what is happening, but seems good.
Under prison.
It's just a crime story.
Why don't you try the millionaire?
I'm on the level, Judy. Remember?
But I don't know, it's like solidly paced, it's solidly written. Yeah, it's been fun. It's not like, you know, high class cinema, but it does what it needs to.
What kind of people are listening here nowadays? Hey, look at this. Not bad. Not bad at all. The hospital announced coming out of their daughter. Coming out. Coming out of what? Well, I guess they keep their kid locked up. Come on, let's get to a thing today.
Coming out of what, huh? I don't even know if this is before the term, like, coming out had a connotation in queer communities, but I just like to imagine that, like, that family's daughter came out as a lesbian, and people were her family was so proud that they just, like, they just, like, we're gonna run an ad in the newspaper. Like, you can make that joke in 2021. It can be my headcanon now. It is my headcanon now.
Oh, so we will not be disturbed? The thing is, Mr. Ellison, I'm conducting this rescue mission for the purpose of studying men.
That's some wonderful material.
Would you like me to show you around?
It'll be great, Professor. Come.
It's canon now. Yeah.
My private office.
Hey, shout out HRT. I'm taking my HRT on stream because it's like about the time in the evening that I would be taking it anyway.
First, I would like you to meet some very interesting characters.
So, this guy just went into a secret passage in his office, into another secret office, and then opened up another secret passage into a third office. That's just kind of extra, and I like it. Like,
I want you to know Mr. Denison.
it's just charming.
This man is an interesting...
It's 11 p.m. here, and I finished dinner, so I'm probably gonna play something.
We have never met a homicidal...
Goodbye. Have a good night. Its office is all the way down. Yeah, I would love to have 3 secret offices.
Ask if it gives him pleasure to take human life.
Enjoy killing people.
Sure. In my way. Come. Over here, you will see a perfect...
In 2010, Trains magazine rated this the 45th of 100 greatest train movies. That's funny.
Would you like to question him?
Yeah, sleep well, shark.
I see you're losing your enthusiasm. Perhaps I should ask you your own question. The one you brought up this morning in the classroom. You see what fear does to one's memory? This morning you wanted to know what a man thinks about just before he dies.
That's unscientific. You said yourself you can't ask a dead man.
But you can ask yourself, Mr. Denison.
You must be joking.
Frankie Mears doesn't joke. Do you think?
You can't be serious.
Just,
This is like a crazy nightmare.
hey, do you want to know what a dead person thinks? I can help you with that.
To answer that question.
I'm getting out of here.
I'm afraid not, Mr. Denison.
Please.
This
Professor.
movie rules.
How you think?
I really like this
You're
movie.
mad. Insane. Don't!
It's all yours, Doc.
Yeah, this dialogue is really fun. Like, it's all of the characters are like very well defined, even though this like is very fast pacing.
How are you, my pet? Hungry, eh? Well, you shall have food. And a new companion, too.
Just like, hello, settler people. Sucks to be you. Goodbye. This is fun. I'm enjoying this.
I did see him last night. Where? Your partner, Mr. Denison, came into the mission last night dressed like a tramp. Richard did that? Why, I can't believe it. Nevertheless, it's true. Well, I'll call her back, and you talk to her. I don't know why she's in such a dither. I mean, dozens of men every night have been missing for years. Nobody gets excited over them. Well, Mrs. Denison, this is Judy. I just wanted to tell you not to worry about Richard. Yes, he was doing research in the Bowery last night.
Oh, Judy, the Bowery. Oh, how can you say he's all right in a place like that?
But nothing could possibly happen to him. I don't think that's necessary. Just a minute.
Just the.
She needs to go to the police. We'll
Oh.
capture a picture. It's so ridiculous. We'll do it just to make her feel better. All right, Mrs. Simpson. I'll go.
Young Dennison explained why he came to the mission.
He was studying type, doing research work for a college thesis.
Tell me, Miss Malcolm.
I was about to say, I've never heard of Journey to Agartha. That's an odd name for it in to get in the UK. It's children. That film in the US was released as a Children Who Chase Lost Voices, which is a literal translation of the title.
Where is he during the day?
But yeah, if he had released that as his follow-up to Your Name, he wouldn't have had a career.
Everything is humanly possible, Dennison. Crawford, you better follow through on this case.
Yes, sir, and if it's all right, I'd like to take Thompson with me.
Good enough.
Thank you. Will you pardon me?
Of course.
That him, lady?
No.
That him?
No. Charles. Why, Judy. Did you know him?
Yes, he was staying at the mission. What happened to him?
This one fell from a tall building.
That's dreadful.
Across the street from the jewelry store, just as it was being robbed.
I'll fix you a copy.
Pardon me, is this Professor Brenner's office?
Why, yes, it is.
May I see him?
Oh, I'm sorry, he isn't in. I believe he just left for home.
I wonder if you'd give me his home address.
Oh, I can't give out that information.
I'm Detective Crawford from police headquarters. I wanted to talk to the professor about one of his students, Richard Dennison.
Oh, I see. Well, just a minute and I'll give it to you. Here you are.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
All right, Tom.
Oh, Professor. You've gone home. There were 2 men here to see you. Policemen.
Police?
Yes, they just left. I'll try and stop them.
Never mind. Did they say what they wanted?
They wanted to talk to you about Richard Dennison. I gave them your home address. Is that all right?
Yes. Glad for that. Mrs. Brenner,
Yes,
we'd like to talk to your husband.
he isn't home, but I'm expecting him any moment.
Why do a weird number of things get released under different names in the UK versus the US? I think it was just like everywhere else English was released as Children Who Chase Lost Voices.
Merely want to question the professor about one of his students.
Oh, I see. Won't you please...
I mean, the reason why Lapita was changed in the US is that Lapita just like apparently just means something bad in Spanish or Portuguese or something.
This the professor?
Yes, a lovely picture.
The name of the film is in Japanese is Lapita Castle in the Sky.
Thompson.
So it's like both are right.
That's Carl Wagner, down in the Bowery.
Nice double.
What are you saying?
Mrs. Brenner, have you ever had reason to suspect your husband of leading a double life?
That's ridiculous. My husband is a famed psychologist.
That's only the half of it. This man is also known as Carl Wagner, and he operates a mission in the Bowery, the one where Richard Dennison was last seen. And we have reason to believe that he's using the place to cover criminal activities.
Considering there's a card called the Mazda Lapita, it wouldn't be surprising to find it means something bad in Spanish. I guess, yeah. Yeah.
That explains his slightly absent from home. Expensive jewelry. And those horrible nightmares.
Sorry, Mrs. Brenner, but we'll have to take you to headquarters for questioning.
I understand. I'm quite willing to go. I get my hat and coat.
Captain Mitchell, this is Pete Crawford. I'm at the Brenner home. You'd better prepare yourself for a thunderbolt. I've just discovered that Professor Brenner is none other than Carl Wagner of the Friendly Mission. That's right, and we're bringing Mrs. Brenner in for questions. Yes, sir. Oh, Thompson, you better run her in. I think I'll stay here and pick up the professor. I'll have to get that code.
I don't know what to be saying, like, about this part of the movie. It's like, wow, a climax is being set up. Plot threads are being woven from the rest of the film to develop an ending. This is competent filmmaking. It's not something that you would think would need to be praised, but having seen a terrible movie that fucked this up beforehand, it's like, wow, these things are praiseworthy.
Yeah, I blitzed you again. 7 times in a row. Afternoon, Miss Judy.
Good afternoon, boy.
Getting to work kind of oily, ain't you?
I have things to do. Say, have you seen Mr. Wagner around?
Well, ma'am, I ain't.
So, I fell asleep at last movie and woke up as this was starting, so I assume I didn't miss much. You missed nothing. Like,
Carl would kill me. You mustn't let him
the last movie was, mediocre at best. Like,
He just wouldn't.
you did not miss much there.
You know you can trust me.
I know that, Miss Judy. I want you to do me a favor.
I'll be glad to. You show me what's behind that bookcase.
No, I mustn't. Carl wouldn't like it.
What was it you wanted to do?
I want you to get a prescription pill for me. Will you? Right away? It comes in small bottles.
What do you want this for?
It's good for me. I'm a doctor. I know what's good for me.
If I get this pill, will you show me what's in there?
If you keep it a secret and get it for me right away.
All right.
Yeah.
Stay here.
I feel like this movie is just, like, about to end.
Oh, that's another 1,000 I owe you.
That's 6 G's, all the getting you owe me.
What do you mean 6? 5. 6. 5. Trying to make a liar out of me for a crummy 1,000. Why, I'll take you and...
Will you do me a favor, please?
Sure, Miss Judy.
Run down to the drugstore and get this prescription pill.
Yes, ma'am. Glad to.
Sorry to break up your game.
I like the doctor guy's performance
Oh,
here.
that's all right. You just say
Yeah.
$5,000.
Was a little curious where they were going with the Yeti. I just saw catching the VOD. Yeah. I mean, like, go back and watch it later. Skip around if need be. It's rushed and yet, like, takes forever. And it's just so poorly paced.
See? It's just a cellar. Let's go back now.
What's behind that door?
It's just a little closet where I keep brooms and things. It's only my cat.
But you can't keep her locked up like that.
Well, she likes it in there.
Don't be silly. She's crying, poor thing. Open the door.
I can't. You must go now, Miss Judy.
Not until you let the cat out.
No. You must go back.
And here's the undoing, or the his undoing.
You want that prescription filled, don't you?
And here's where the habit of labeling all of the graves of your enemies that you killed and bury in your basement. Maybe don't do that. Maybe that's a bad idea, you know? Just a thought. Just a thought.
This is horrible.
Remember, you must never say a word about this.
So what's the payoff for the cellar people gonna be? I suspect I know where the cellar people thing is going. Just because there is a reason why I went to watch this movie.
Why did you allow her to come down here?
It had nothing to do with it.
Keep quiet.
Police are right, you're a fiend. Richard Dennison did you no harm, and you killed him.
What do you propose to do about it? Here is a little surprise for you, Frank. You didn't tell me that Gail was in on this deal. She is not. So you know what to do. Nothing doing. Don't tell me that you are getting sentimental. Killing women ain't a part of my racket. Do what you are told.
Why don't you let her alone? She didn't do anything.
Oh, shut up, you fool. Take care of the girl till I get the stuff.
And here it goes.
All right, you boys, play out of here. Let's hurry.
Rip that dude. No, this was a good movie.
I know the very place for you to hide, where no one will ever find you. Call me. I prepared this for just such an occasion.
Miss Melvin.
Quick, down below.
The cellar people just devour him. That's great.
That takes care of the professor.
Richard.
Just like, yeah, they're gonna eat this guy. That's fine. We're not gonna set them free or anything.
Yes, Richard.
We'll have 6 kids, 3 boys and 3 girls.
Yes, Richard.
Come here. Can't you do anything besides say, yes, Richard?
Yes, Richard.
Good movie. I'm glad I checked this out. that was a cool movie. Thanks. I guess, like, kind of like a very very fast ending, as to be expected from a movie that's an hour long. But like, it's an ending that had payoff. It didn't, like, the movie overall didn't rush itself. That was cool. Yeah, 1940s movies have a nice aesthetic in a lot of ways. And, you know, when I'm showing movies, there's gonna be a lot of them from that era. That's because that's when the most public domain movies are from. And I'm just, like, rating these on Letterboxd now. Just like while I'm here. I just actually really enjoyed that. Thanks everyone who came. Thanks everyone who stuck around. I don't know. I am apparently infamously bad at outros. I don't know. Good night. Goodbye. Thanks for coming. Yeah, good night.